ready.
Yeah, that happened. But before we skip ahead to that moment, let's rewind to where it all started. A few weeks ago, I was still adjusting to life with my newest addition at the stables, Darcy, or Grey Sovereign if we're being formal, an ex-showjumper who took a break to have a foal earlier this year. When I first met her, she was not shiny or show ready. She was a little out of shape, a little rusty, but under that layer of dust and downtime, there was this spark in her. So I made it my mission to get her tuned up and fit again for the next eventing season in the next year. In the weeks that followed, Darcy and I hit the ground running, or more accurately, trotting. We started with flat work at home, building her muscles back slowly, then moved into lessons with my trainer, and this mare, you guys, she picked up things faster than I ever could have imagined. I mean, within days, she was schooling over novice fences like she had never missed a beat. Her jump felt like floating, super bold and scopy, but she was still so kind. The kind of horse that really meets you halfway, even when you make a mistake. Within a week, I had already taken her out cross country, and she tackled all those tough questions like she had been doing it her entire life. And honestly, I started to feel a little unstoppable with this mare. I wanted to see how far we could go. The chances to go out and compete were getting thinner and thinner, and my last chance to bring her out to a proper eventing show was the Jorvik 3-day event at the Jorvik stables. And I mean, it was her home turf after all. That is where she was bred and trained. So I thought, perfect. It's familiar territory, she'll be comfortable there. So I signed us up the next day. I knew it might be ambitious with this new partnership, a mare fresh off maternity leave practically, but everything had been going so well. But what happened next? Well, you will see soon enough. We'd signed up late, like really late. Within a week of hitting that submit button, it was already time for the event to begin. So with coffee in one hand and Darcy's travel boots in the other, you rolled into Jorvik stables at sunrise, ready or not, and honestly, everything was weirdly perfect. Darcy stepped off the trailer looking like a horse out of a magazine, spotless, her plaits weren't unraveling, her tail still white, and somehow I had remembered everything. I didn't even forget a glove. It felt like a sign. So we got her settled into her stall, fluffed up her shavings, topped up her hay, and I gave her a final brush over, partly for shine, mostly because I needed something to do with my nervous energy. Then once she looked like she was ready to model for a grooming ad, it was time. Dressage. The phase that always feels deceptively simple until you're actually in it. She came out a little fresh at first, tossing her head, testing me just a little bit, but the second we started trotting around that arena, she settled into herself. Her ears were flicked back and forth like she was actually listening, and for the first time that day, I could feel her start to breathe with me instead of against me. Honestly, I think she was feeding off my energy. I was nervous, but also quite proud. This was our first real event together after such a short time of having her, and it felt like we were really finding our rhythm as a team. We definitely had some wobbly moments, a few sticky transitions, but she tried. I mean, she really, really tried. And that's all I was hoping to get out of this, for her to go in there and just get a really positive experience out of showing again. Walking out of that arena, she was so proud of herself. Her ears were perked up, she had a little dance in her step for a first test back after foaling, and for a brand new partnership, might I add, I really couldn't have asked for more. We finished that day on such a high, and at that point I really thought maybe this weekend was gonna be the start of something really incredible. Darcy's comeback story. Day 2, show jumping day, and honestly, this is when things started to take a turn. The weather had shifted overnight. It was that kind of overcast, windy morning where you can feel the storm brewing, but it's still quiet enough to make you second guess it. Darcy stepped out into the warm-up ring, feeling fresh. like she thought she was an Olympic athlete, sort of fresh. She was snorting, tail flagged, prancing around, very, very excited, and I was just hanging on and trying to smile through the nerves. It felt good, very forward, a little spicy. We did have a buck or two, but I just figured it was because it was a brisk day out, and I didn't think too much of it other than that. The course itself looked pretty fair, nothing crazy, nothing we hadn't jumped before, but definitely enough to keep us on our toes. When I went in, she managed to lock in, and the first few fences actually went really smoothly. A couple chip-ins here and there, but she was honest and really trying. Then we got to the double combination, a vertical to an oxer, one stride apart. She took on the vertical, okay. She landed off and hesitated. I asked her to come forward for the second element, but she just... And boom, we had a stop. And then shortly after, a buck. I think because of the surprise of the stop. But we circled back, took a deep breath, and came at it again. This time I gave her a little stronger ride, a little more leg, a little more trust, and she absolutely launched through it, cleared both like a total powerhouse. After that though, it kind of threw off the rest of our ride. Turns were getting a little slippery, and we caught one of the later fences a little deep. Down came a rail. So yeah, one rail, one refusal. Not exactly the round I dreamed of, but it definitely could have been worse. Darcy still felt game, just a little unsure in spots, but I knew she'd gain her confidence back once we got on the cross-country course. Because if there's one thing I found out this mare loves, it is running and jumping out there in the open. So I told myself, all right, we're gonna shake it off, we'll make it up tomorrow, or at least that was the plan. So came cross-country day. The weather wasn't exactly on our side. Gray skies turned into a steady drizzle hanging in the air, but this is eventing, and we go rain or shine. The ground wasn't bad enough to call the show off, and the Jorvik 3-day event team posted on their Instagram that morning, the show must go on, so we suited up.
All right, Darcy, let's do this.
Like luck was on our side. As soon as we stepped into the warm-up ring, the rain held off, and Darcy felt incredible in the warm-up. She was very forward, very focused, maybe a little fresh, but it was the good kind of energy you want to see in cross-country. I was just glad the rain had stopped for a moment, like it was giving us a small break before the chaos. Even with the rush and all the buzz of other riders cantering around us, she stayed with me. Molly Riversea, please head to the start box. And of course, right on cue.
Alright, Darcy, you ready for this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Well, the show must go on, right? A little water never hurt anyone. Right, girl?
And that was just the beginning of our luck. Darcy was feeling very extra electric from the weather. A little too bold, a little tight in her back, and I could really feel it in my hands. But I just kept thinking to myself, we trained for this a whole 2 weeks, wow. And that this was now or never.
Easy. You're okay. 3, 2, 1. Have a nice ride. Thank you. Easy, girl.
Things were going smoothly, considering the rain. She did have a couple hesitations at the water elements, nothing major, until the thunder hit.
Steady. She's feeling so backed off here. Come on, Darcy.
Yeah, okay, just stay still. The leaf bit. Oh, and another to just be caught out. Oh, the horse is just a little bit short.
So yeah, that was our wonderful Jorvik 3-day debut. Maybe not exactly how I pictured it, but definitely a story we'll never forget. Physically, I'm okay. I got very lucky, just that big old fence got me pretty good. She just bucked me off straight into the fence. A few weeks off, a few more checkups, and I've been cleared to start riding again soon. Mentally though, it's been a reset. It was just too much too soon. I think my eyes got a little too focused on the prize, when what I really needed to be focused on was the journey. That weekend definitely taught me more than any ribbon could. At the end of the day, I'd rather have a strong, confident Darcy than a perfect scorecard. If you want to see how Darcy and I bounce back from this, make sure you're subscribed, because this next chapter is where the real work really begins.